Yes, it's been an incredibly tense day here at Rosetta HQ, but the wait is nearly over. Right now, we should be getting a signal coming back from 510 million kilometres away from the little Philae lander. It's being beamed up to its mothership Rosetta and back to Earth saying, yep, I've successfully landed. Now, in mission control at the moment, the scientists are waiting for that news, and we're watching and waiting to hear to find out if it has worked or not. In the meantime, though, the day seems to have gone surprisingly well. We found out earlier on that the little lander Philae had successfully detached from the Rosetta mothership, and that's no mean feat because it had been strapped to the side of it for the last 10 years during its 6.5 billion kilometre journey through space. That's 4 billion miles through space. Now, though, the wait is nearly over, and I am joined by Professor Mark McCaughrean, who is the Senior Science Advisor for the European Space Agency. And Professor McCaughrean, just explain what's going on in the control room at the moment. What kind of signal are they waiting for?
Well, you know, we didn't know exactly where we were when we deployed Philae this morning, and we don't know precisely where the Comet is. It's a long way from Earth, and all of the navigation is tricky. So there's a window of opportunity or a window of uncertainty during which we'll land, and we're actually spot on it now, the middle of the window. It could have been 20 minutes ago, it could be 20 minutes from now. But what we're waiting for is an abrupt change in what we call the telemetry, the signals coming back. We'll have no warning of landing, and we won't have a countdown, 10, 9, 8, and so on. It will just happen, but we will have to hold on to our hats for a few more minutes, because touching down is great, but then confirming that we're locked to the surface and are not back out in space and bouncing off again, that will take a few more minutes to confirm. So it's going to be a very strange kind of touchdown celebration, a bit muted.
Oh, hang on. Oh. So we've got some cheers going on behind us. Do we know what's going on? They don't look so excited in the control room.
These guys here, yes, we're down on the surface. That's absolutely wonderful. The guys here cheered first and then down on the screen, so the messages came through. What a moment, really. I mean, this is where I get emotional, I'm afraid. We can see the guys here throughout Europe. The people have been working on this for years. We're on the surface. Now, again, we have to wait the next few minutes to find out whether we're locked on the surface. So big celebrations here to start with, but you know, I'm going to hold on a little bit longer, because if I don't, I'm going to give you a big hug and start crying, I'm afraid.
Well, you can do that if you like. I mean, that's pretty incredible. It's on the surface of the comet, but we don't know what state it's in just yet, do we?
Within 2 minutes as well. You know, buses don't run that well, you know. I mean, we're 500 million kilometers away. That's just fantastic. No, we don't know the state of it yet. And, you know, the touchdown signal was actually contact. But then we had to fire 2 harpoons into the surface. We had to see if the ice screws would go in. We were worried, you know, we're still worried until we get the confirmation. The little retro rocket wasn't going to work today. So until we know all that's working, and the guys are now right back to the screens again, they're looking at them intently. They're not drinking champagne yet.
So a really brief moment of release, you know, stage one, but they do look nervous again, actually, don't they? They're just waiting to find out what happens next. So tell me about the kind of terrain. This is not a friendly place, is it?
No, you know, for a scientist, it's a brilliant place. It's got features everywhere: crags, boulders, ravines, crevasses. It's an amazingly complex place. But for engineers, my goodness, it's a disaster, you know. But maybe we've overcome the disaster, because there was no place that we could pick on the Comet 1 square kilometre of landing area that was clear. You know, there are all sorts of parts of this comet which are, even in the area where we're landing, which are just inhospitable, which we will fall over. So that's why we have to wait now. We could have landed on a surface and immediately tipped over. So it is really pretty inhospitable terrain, but super exciting as well.
So how long will it take to get this next signal coming through? I think we're just listening to what they're saying in the control room here.
Yeah, we're getting some data back now from the telemetry stream, which is telling us about the orientation of the lander on the surface and telling us about...
Well, hang on a second. I think we're just going to listen to what they're saying in mission control.
Yeah. And when did we observe the... Remember the time when we saw the signal?
So how are you feeling at this precise moment? I see you got quite emotional before.
You know, we've been thinking about this for a long time. You know, how will you feel on the day? I mean, and you can't rehearse it, you know. Even on the wake-up, the tension was astonishing in January, and you know, we needed that to get the mission going. We all were super relieved, but this is such an achievement. You know, if this has worked out now, nobody's tried this before. We've succeeded perhaps at the first attempt. The guys are looking still. I don't want to jump the gun, you know, but I'm somewhere in between sort of terror now and joy, because we're on the surface, that much we know, but is the lander ready to operate? Can we get the science? And that's what everybody wants to see, the first images that come back.
And what kind of data are we waiting to get in? Is it about whether the lander is upright on its side?
Exactly. It's the orientation of the lander, it's whether the eye screws went in, it's whether the harpoons fired and grabbed a hold of the surface, whether we're stable and locked down, or whether we're, you know, even under low gravity we could be tumbling. But you know, the noises I'm hearing behind me here in the side control room and what I'm seeing there give me some degree of faith that this is going quite well. But until these guys do their second jump, we're on tenterhooks here.
And how long could that signal take to come through?
It's an amazing thing. It's all happened. The question is whether or not you're getting a break in the blocks, and it could be up to 10 minutes before we get the full thing. But what was just being confirmed is we're still getting signals from the surface, so it's certainly not dead on the surface. We know that, and we're about to have a statement perhaps now coming from the mission control over the road here.
I think we're going to have another listen to hear what's going on in the control room.
Is anybody talking to me?
Steve,
Am I already live?
no,
Down.
Yes, good.
Okay, thanks.
When you touch down, the machine.
OD to all station, we see the lander anchoring and sitting on the road.
Okay. I don't have to earplug, no.
But I can hear you.
They can hear me, I can. Okay.
We are live, I guess. So we can't be happier than what we are now. We definitely confirmed that the lander is on the surface, and I leave it to Stefan. I think it's up to him to judge how it's going now on the lander.
Okay, so we are there, and Philae is talking to us. First things he told us was that the harpoons have been fired, rewound, and the landing gear has been moved inside, so we are sitting on the surface. Philae is talking to us, more data to come and to be analyzed right now. The flywheel is going down, which it should do, of course. We are there, it's done its job. We are on the Comet.
Ladies and gentlemen, Philae is on the Comet, and clearly a few very exhausted and overtired, but nevertheless very happy flight directors and operation managers there in the main control room just now. Ladies and gentlemen, there are some very happy people standing here, all eager to say their bit. First of all, I would like to ask Jean-Jacques Dordain, the ESA Director General, on stage. Monsieur.
So difficult. So Jean-Pierre, c'est interdit de boire ici. Hein? Bon, okay. You have all heard that Philae has landed. And to take what Professor Churyumov was telling us, this is a big step for human civilization. And because this is science, scientist, knowledge, and that this is certainly terrestrial intelligence. That makes the difference. I would like at this stage to repeat what I say after each success. The biggest problem of success is that it looks easy. And especially for us who are not doing anything. And when you know the sum of expertise, the sum of dedication, the sum of team working between 20 nationalities of member states of Europe, plus cooperation with international partners. When you know that this type of success is not coming from the sky. It comes from hard work and for expertise, because the only way to reconcile risk and success is the expertise. This is the reason why today we have demonstrated that the European expertise, be it at ESA, be it in the industry, in national space agencies, in research centers, everywhere, this is the best expertise of the world, because we are the first to have done that, and that will stay forever. Thank you very much.
So, after a 10-year journey through space, a journey of 6.5 billion kilometres to get to this destination, this bizarre, rocky, icy world called 67P, a 7-hour descent, and then an absolutely terrifying landing, we've just heard that the Philae lander has successfully touched down on the surface of a comet, making space history. This is an absolutely enormous moment. Now, I'm joined by Professor Mark McCaughrean. It's obviously fantastic news for you. How are you feeling at the moment?
I just had an SMS from my wife saying she's crying. Why aren't you? I should be, but you know, I'm trying to hold it together here. This is astonishing. Not only did we manage it, we did it on time. You know, we didn't get the tension of the 20 minutes longer. So. But it was one of those moments, you know, the touchdown, then the confirmation. After all the trials, this mission over 20 years, I can tell you now, last night, around 2:30 in the morning, we were this close to actually postponing today. We had enough problems last night, we were almost not going to go. I probably shouldn't tell you and everybody else that, but here we are, we've made it.
Well, thank you very much. I think we're about to go back to the press briefing to find out more about the reactions of the team to this historic moment.
These colleagues, the science community, the honorable guests from all over the world, and I may say in this day, Darmstadt is the middle of the space agency, and we are very proud here in Hesse and in Darmstadt. But at the end of this mission, or a Rosetta mission, longer than 10 years, the most powerful and the most, in my point of view, the most exactly doing was here ESA Darmstadt. And therefore, it's a great day for all over the world and for Space Agency. And it's a special day for us. And we are very proud to can share this day and this event with you. My congratulations to all those who has done such a huge result. You compared it sometimes it's like the first time on the moon. Maybe. I hope that we will get a lot of informations that will make the world a little bit better. This way, thank you for coming. Congratulations for this huge event and huge result. And all the best for ESA and all the colleagues who has done this wonderful day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Volker Bouffier, the Prime Minister of the State of Hesse, the home state of ESA in Darmstadt. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Next, we will receive a message via video because the lady unfortunately couldn't be here with us today, but she's been here for many Rosetta events, and I know she's very interested in it and has been following a lot of European Space Agency missions. So we now look forward to the message from Brigitte Zypris. She's the aerospace coordinator at the German government. So let's listen in.
Congratulations to all of the scientists and engineers that have been involved in making this landing a success. The landing is an outstanding achievement. Nobody knew what kind of conditions the lander would be faced with when it was developed more than 10 years ago. And the unusual shape of the comet has made its landing a particular challenge. Philae can now get on with its important task of conducting scientific investigations. We are hoping for nothing more, nothing less than to find out more about the formation of our solar system. And of course, about water, the most important question, as we could see in the short film about Rosetta Ambition. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very glad that the public has also shared in the excitement of this mission. There has been an immense amount of interest shown, of course, particularly today upon Philae's landing. Millions of people right around the world have been following the landing per live stream. And there has been a large number of events taking place in many different countries. This interest of the international public also shows one important fact. No European country alone can realize a mission of this scale. We can only do it by working together.
And that was congratulations from Brigitte Zypris, the aerospace coordinator of the German government. Our next speaker is here on behalf of a gentleman who could not come. He's on behalf of Mauro Del Ambro.